What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another OPM video. Alright guys, if you're watching this, I'm probably on day 2 of Mexico. This is past me, like right now, present me's probably sitting on a beach drinking a drink. But I did want to leave you guys with some presents while I was gone. We're going to be doing some character showcases. So you guys probably saw Genos yesterday. Today we're going to be doing Zombie Man, and tomorrow I'll be doing Tatsumaki. So let's talk about Zombie Man and everything that he has. Now, to me personally, he is still the best character in the game. Now, I'm not talking about just pure DPS. Pure DPS Tatsumaki will definitely be better than him. But we're talking about overall utility and how he works. And I do want to cover everything about him to help you guys understand how to better use him and what better memories and wills you want to use, impressions, etc. Right? So we're going to do what we did with Genos, and we're going to start off with the regular stats. So the stats here, he is an assault character. Crit is going to be a big deal for him. Same with crit damage. Composure is massive for this character, so definitely want to build a lot of composure for him, and overall his attack is really, really good. Now, he is also a hybrid character, just like Genos is. He does have a ranged mode as well as a axe mode, which is a melee mode, and you want to go between the two of them. Now, what makes him very special with these modes is, one, when you're in axe mode, you have something called false blood. Okay, so you guys, most people who don't know how to use him are scared because his HP will drop, and then people are like, oh my god, he's gonna die. No, so what happens is, when that happens, anytime he gets hit, his max HP gets affected, not his current HP. And then when you switch over to gun mode, his HP recovers back. It's called life burst, and recovers back up to whatever his max HP is. So don't worry about that small HP falling. It doesn't actually kill him. As a matter of fact, it makes him stronger. So if you look at his character, all of his stats increase when he loses X amount of HP. Now, this is an important part of his build and how we're going to build his actual memories and will as well. Okay, so that being said, let's actually go into the potential and talk about what happens when you get dupes. So the first dupe here, in life burst mode, the recovery speed bonus for the CD of all skills is increased from 50 to 100%, which means all your skills on cooldowns will be there twice as fast, which is important because then you can switch between axe mode and regular mode or gun mode a lot faster, which is a massive boost to your DPS. So this is probably going to be one of the more important ones. Number 2, raid break limitation goes up to +3. Number 3, each time you use your mountain quake, torrential downpour, which is your main 2 skills, third skills when you max them out, the ability damage goes up by 15%. This effect can stack up to 15 times. Now, mountain quake is your biggest damage dealing move. So if you can get that up by 45%, you're killing it, okay? Number 4, a crit triggers. You can see this is very similar to Genos. A crit triggered by an attack generates a 40% composure damage bonus every time a monster enters break state, which will happen a lot with him. You gain a 10% damage bonus as well, stacking up to 3 times. Again, very similar to Genos, right? In handgun and axe form, even as if HP is insufficient, throwing axe and perseverance slash are still available. So what this means is, when you have 1 HP on him, which happens very often, by the way, and it should happen very often, you actually aren't able to do your 2 axe moves. In this case, you actually can still do it even if you have 1 HP, because normally they would reduce your HP. With 1 HP, you can't reduce it any further. In this, if you have the potential 5, it still allows you to do it. Again, massive DPS boost for you. And then number 6, every 1% of max HP loss grants 0.4 bonus damage with a maximum of 40%. So this is what I was talking about. His max HP drops, not his current HP. So don't be scared of that. Current HP doesn't mean anything. It's called false lifeblood for a reason. It's fake life. What is the real life is his max HP. And again, you guys can watch my showcase to see how that works. I already put a showcase for him, but this is more about how to build him, okay? So potentials are very important for him, but really, at the end of the day, the first one is good enough. You can play him at 0. He's my main, and I love him, okay? All right, so training progress, again, check out how to play this. It explains everything you need to do. I highly recommend you guys try it out, and you guys can see how he functions as a character. All right, let's talk about his impressions. So just like Genos, his SSR impression is his best one. He does increase basic composure reduction. Again, that's really important. And that increases the crit damage of Mountain Quake and Torrential Downpour by 8%. So these are going to be your 2 third skill moves that you power up either through gun mode or axe mode. Now, just like Genos though, all allies gain might until the end of the battle, granting them 40% of Zombie Man's composure reduction stats, so you really want to raise that a lot so they can get the bonus from you as well. This effect is increased by 100% for assault type, so Tatsumaki gets double that bonus, and when cast, deals 2000% of that composure damage to the enemy. If they're weak to assault, you get 5 times the damage. So that's his best one. His SR is actually exactly similar to Genos, pretty much the same character, just better in my opinion. It applies encouragement to yourself and one ally for 60 seconds, grants a 24% attack bonus, and increases assault attack stats by 60%. So great for him and Tatsumaki as perfect characters as SRs. And then his rare applies a healing buff to himself, which you don't ever want to use, as a matter of fact. Never use this. Okay, so avoid that as much as possible. All right, so now that we've covered impressions, we're going to go over to memory and will. Now remember, this is going to make the biggest difference in your damage and your stats. This is, as a matter of fact, the biggest part of the game that matters for most battle power that you're going to get. Whether you have a level 1 character or not, if you put in enough good memories, that level 1 character is still going to be actually pretty useful. And I've actually shown this in my live stream. So let's talk about what's going to be important for Zombie Man to actually function the way he's supposed to function, which is a dominant force in this game. So first off, you want to talk about a few different things. Number 1, infinite pursuit. This is his main thing. You absolutely want to push to at least the very basic level 2. This will increase every time he does a switch for handgun to axe mode. He'll get an extra 12% damage for 20 seconds whenever that happens. That is a pretty big damage increase, guys, and that's going to help you push out more damage than you can possibly imagine. Then also here, when Zombie Man's HP drops below 80% of his max HP, he enters life burst mode. This is also very important as well too. This also increases his damage output too. So make sure, guys, minimum 2 to 3, okay? That's going to help you guys push damage and do a lot more than you can possibly imagine. Now, here, Raid Break, very, very powerful. So bonus composure reduction plus 3%, plus gives you this. You want to push this to at least level 3 if you possibly can. More the better, obviously, because not only is this important to break state, but also your allies get the bonus composure reduction with this SSR move. So every time you use that, or every time it's on you, everybody will get it for the rest of the battle. So push this as much as you can. Raid Break is a very hard one to come by, but you absolutely want to have it on him as soon as you possibly can, all right? Indomitable Battle Will. This one's crazy good for him, because for him specifically, you want to make sure his HP drops below 15% always. Whenever that happens, number 1, it's going to boost his own battle ratings, but number 2, with this bonus here, you're going to get yourself attack bonus up to 30, and you want to stay below 15% for most of the battle until you switch to gun mode, and then you go back to like 45%, switch back to axe mode, go below 50% again. This is going to be a massive boost to your DPS as well too. So make sure, guys, you are building on that one. I'm still trying to get pieces for that one myself. All right, next up, Victory Rush. This one's good because every time you break state, you get crit increase, right? Now, it won't show in your stats. You guys can see here the stats are only showing 5% because this is a conditional increase to crit. So whenever you increase this one, try to get level 2 if you can. It'll boost this critical hit to 20% more, critical rate to 20% more, meaning you'll land more critical hits and do more critical damage, right? Now, Range of Truth is optional. This one here is when you're in optimal distance using your gun mode. It's the only one I currently have. This is better for obviously like people like Tatsumaki, but it does have a little bit of a purpose to him. Not the greatest one to really go with, but it's not bad, okay? One you want to switch this one for is going to be right over here. Impassioned. You actually want to put Impassioned on there instead, because that'll actually help push out more damage for him, and that's probably the best one you can have on him as a character outside of removing this one. Okay, so you want Infinite Pursuit, you want Impassioned, you want Raid Break, you want Victory Rush, and then Indomitable Battle Will. Now the last one here you want, if you can get them, of course, is going to be Penetrating Eye, which gives him a flat crit rate no matter what he's doing. So this is actually the more important one of all of them. And then also if you can push out, where is it? Hold on a sec, guys. What was it called? Not Sneak Attack, because it's from behind. Blatant Strike? No. Wasn't Blatant Strike. Mind Reader. There it is. It's right, they're right by each other. Mind Reader. You want to get this as well too. So the most important ones are going to be Impassion, Mind Reader, Penetrating Eyes. Those 3 are going to be the best ones to go for him. Indomitable Battle Will is incredibly good for him. Victory Rush is really, really good for him as well too. So you guys can see you can build them in very many different ways. And then lastly, the Mechanism one, you want Infinite Pursuit. So those are the best memories and wills you can possibly put on this character. So if you build him properly, you guys can have him be one of the best easily. He already is one of the best DPS in the game, and probably one of the most immortal characters you can have. You'll probably never die, quite honestly, because you'll kill things so fast. But try to push as much of that as you possibly can. Now, from a stats perspective, you want to go attack, you want to go assault attack as well, and you want to give him composure. Those are the main 3 things. Everything else does not matter. So push those stats on him, and you guys are going to see a crazy DPS with the ability to survive through almost anything. Now, the only thing that keeps Zombie Man back literally is auto mode. Auto mode is really, really bad at using him, so avoid that and try to make him your main character. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Again, in Mexico, so I'll probably put out another recording tomorrow for you, and it'll probably be Tatsumaki for that one. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you when I get back. Take care.